tried all frantic effort to bring the Super Eagles media officer, Promise Fogi, to give us the latest from the camp of the Super Eagles after the whole issue was reserved yesterday. But we're still waiting if we can establish contact with Promise Fogi of the Super Eagles media officer, who actually give us a first-hand information all the way from Morocco. But nevertheless, this morning we'll be looking at that game, the game that will be coming up this evening in Rabat, Morocco. It is the African playoff for the 2026 FIFA World Cup in Morocco. Let's take this story from the under-20 girls. That is under-20 women's national team of Nigeria, the Falconets. The Falconets ended their campaign at the 2025 Wafu Zombi Under-20 Women's Cup in Benin Republic with a perfect record after defeating host 1-0 at the Omni Sports Stadium at home on Wednesday. Already confirmed as champions before the final match, the Falconets maintained their 100% record thanks to a 16-minute goal from striker Ramotulahi Karim, who finished as the tournament's top scorer with 4 goals. Karim pounced on a precise ball, true ball, shrugged off her marker, and calmly slotted past the goalkeeper to hand Nigeria an early lead. In the 16th minute of play, Falconets dominated possession and created several chances to extend, but were unable to convert them. Then put forward in the second half in search of an equalizer, yet Nigeria's defense remained composed and resolute to secure a narrow but deserved victory. The winner sealed a flawless outing for coach Musduku's side, who finished top of the standing with 12 points from 4 matches, scoring 10 goals and conceding only just 1. That means that they won 4 games out of 4. Ghana finished second with 6 points behind 6 points, while Benin Republic ended the tournament without a point. Midfielder Kafayat Mafimishiri was named woman of the match for her industrious display in midfield. Ghana's Sarah Inyako earned the tournament best player award after scoring 3 goals and providing an assist. Midfielder Kafayat Mafimishiri, Nigerians' triumph capped a dominant showing that included emphatic wins over Ghana and Benin in earlier rounds. The Falconets had beaten Ghana 3-0, the same scoreline against Benin Republic in their second game, for sealing another 3-0 victory over the Black Princesses of Ghana in their penultimate match to confirm the title with a game to spare. And that game was against Benin Republic yesterday morning, where Nigeria ran away with the victory, a 1-0 victory over the Beninois. Let's go to the camp of the Super Eagles. As Super Eagles captain William Truce Ekong has debunked reports claiming that the national team is demanding a special bonus ahead of today's game against the Panthers of Benin Republic. In a statement shared on X, Akon stressed that the players have not made any fresh financial demand. He said the team is simply calling for the settlement of outstanding bonuses and allowances owed to both current and former Super Eagles players, dating back to 2019. All right, this morning, joining us on the show is Adeleye Benga. Former Ekiti United is joining us on the show this morning. Benga Adeleye, good morning and welcome to Citizen Sports.
Morning, Fash. Morning, Abuja.
All right, straight to business. Yes, I love the way your voice is cool, but it's as if the Super Eagles, the whole brouhaha didn't get to you. But I actually know it got to you because we actually had a lot of chats last night from various sports group, which are side of the issue. But let's. Some Nigerians are of the opinion that the Super Eagles didn't take the right time for them to have pulled this kind of strings when we know the magnitude, the importance of this game, of this qualifier against the Panthers of Benin Republic. Let's take it from there. Let's hear your own side first.
First, if you ask me, I think, like you said, a lot of Nigerians thought this was not the right time. Super Eagles to down to, but now look up, there's this thing that say can't get a pension. So if you're playing, you need to get everything you need to. I believe the players understand that this is the best time for them to develop their argument and get their outstanding advances, and then from the other side. You especially as patriotic or playing the nations, because like the other said, if you play the nation at the end of the day, nothing goes. So you need to get what you want to get this. If not, if you play for Nigeria, at the end of the day, you might not really get what you want. But you look at it from the other side, like I said, being patriotic, you want to play for a nation, you want to represent the green, white, green colors. I believe and I thought it was not the right time for the Super Eagles to drive home their paid advances and all that.
Okay, we are struggling to hear you. I will establish contact with you back in a short while. But according to William Truce Akon, he said once the resolution is formed, we will be the first to confirm, which yesterday indeed resolution was formed to that, and they had their second training yesterday. The training lasted for about 1 hour. Meanwhile, all the 24 invited players, including Maduko Okoye, Victor Osimhen, and Al Hassan Yusuf, are in camp as they prepare for today's encounter against Gabon, as the Panthers of Gabon. right, we are back with Benga Delay. So, like you were saying, is it that you are of the opinion that they shouldn't have taken that step at this point in time?
Patriotic. You look at the way the Super Eagles qualified for the playoff. It was more like over 1 million Nigerians were pointing their calculators to see if the Super Eagles will get to the playoff or not. And now that they are in the playoff, we bringing issues of paid bonuses and all that. I think for me, it's not the right time. These players would have just understand that every Nigerian, every supporter, every Nigerian football follower eyes are on them at this moment. So the issue of unpaid allowances, bonuses, shouldn't have come up at this time because some see it as distractions to the players. And for me, I still don't understand why this has to come at this very critical time when all Nigerians want to see the Super Eagles at the World Cup via the qualification playoffs against Gabon.
Okay, but let's look at it from the side of who to blame. Who to blame from the side of the administrators? It's not that the administrators are not aware that these guys haven't been paid their bonuses since 2019. That is 6 years ago. Somebody is working for you, and for 6 years. Come on.
On the part of the administrators, if you ask me, the Nigerian Football Federation has not really done well in terms of settling these players and bonuses and allowances. If I may ask, okay, let me throw back the question to you first. you and I understand that there are a lot of sponsorships that are the NFF are into, and you look at the money that comes from FIFA and all that. So why delay these players bonuses? Why delay these players allowances? Even you look at the federal government interventions too, the money that has come in and all that. So why? What are the reasons? To me, I don't think the NFF has any reason at the moment not to have offset some of these bonuses and balances. Okay, you look at the Nations Cup, the money gotten from the Nations Cup, the money gotten from World Cup qualifiers and all that. Where are the money going to? The FIFA grants, where are the money going to? So it shows that there are a lot of loopholes concerning the administrative part in the Super Eagles, and this has to go back to the Nigerian Football Federation.
Oh, okay. Now let's talk the game proper quickly. Now with these strings that these guys pulled on, that was on Tuesday. On Tuesday. Psychologically, how do you think it's going to affect? Do you think it's going to affect the team psyche going to this evening's game?
Well, first, if you ask me, it's a 50-50 stuff. The players understand why they are in Morocco for the playoff. So maybe the Nigerian spirit will tell, this Nigerian spirit, we like to do things very late when people don't expect. That is Nigerian just before you know it, pop. We are in the main playoff come March next year. For me, it might, but psychologically the players understand why they need to take this game today serious against Gabon. They know that, like I said, over 100 million football supporters or football followers in Nigeria are on their neck. So they know that it's either they die on the pitch or not. It is a must win for them. So psychologically, they have to psych that themselves up today against Gabon.
Okay. Against Gabon. Now, let's look at Gabon team. They've been talking tough also before this game. They said they are not going to give Nigerian that chance. And we have one man in there. That is Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, who's leading the attack. He's an experienced striker. But what do you make of these? How can our defense contain this guy?
First, every team that has made it to the qualifiers have a chance of making it to the next round of the qualifiers next year. So I don't think Nigeria will take Gabon for granted, and Gabon, they are not underdogs. Look at the way they qualify. I think they qualified with over 20 or 21 points thereabouts.
Yeah, compared to our 17 points.
Yes, compared to the 17 points Nigerian qualified with to make it to the playoffs. So you can't take Gabon for granted. And look at Aubameyang. He has been in top form for Marseille. He has been more like the backbone of the team. His leadership role has saw Gabon football in the last couple of years, turn around to for the Super Eagles. This is not just a bare cake, something. So they have to take it serious.
Okay. Still talking about Emric Aubameyang. During the normal qualifiers, he had 7 goals in total during the normal qualifiers, with only the likes of Algeria, Mohamed El Ami Amora leading the top scorers with 10 goals, followed by Musala 9 goals, and then we have another Gabonese player who is on the third, who has 8 goals. That is Denis Bouanga, who will be there today. And then we have Mali Doumbia, Cameroon Doumbia. And then Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang has 7 goals. Jordan Ayew 7 goals. With our own talisman, Victor Osimhen, with a total of 6 goals, despite playing few games. That's for Victor Osimhen. And if we look at striker for striker into this game, we can say pedigree-wise, we have Victor Osimhen, a top striker, one of the hottest strikers in Europe. But we cannot count out the experience of Aubameyang. But looking at how our team is going to be set up, I'm not the coach. I don't know the possible lineup yet. But how do you think Coach Eric Schell will approach this game today?
He understands. He knows that Nigeria will not accept anything less than a win against Gabon today to further push our spot in qualification playoff. You can't take Gabon for a ride. Looking at Aubameyang, who has 7 goals, and Victor Osimhen 6 goals, despite having fewer games. For me, Eric Schell knows that anything less than a win today, or anything out of a win today, Nigeria will not accept it. So he's going to be taking this game very, very serious. I understand that he has to fit players who fit the system today, players who are fit, who have been fit for their club side. So for him, he understands that he has to take this game serious from the blast of the whistle.
Okay, from the blast of the whistle. But still talking about the game, for Eric Schell, he's our savior right now with the total number of games he has played so far for the Super Eagles. I think he has had a 17% record of a win. Do you think he's the man to take us to the promised land?
That's a big question for me to answer first, but with his winning percentage, well, we can still say he's the man to take us to the promised land.
Okay, with some flashes of what we've seen him do for the team.
Yes. Like I said, he's still the man, because if you look at his record, 70% win and a little bit maybe some couple of losses and draw. I think for now, he's still the right man to take us to the promised land.
Okay. Now, concerns for Ademola Lookman, who is his coach has just been sacked, and they've hired a new coach for Atlanta. During the last game, a lot of Nigerians were really happy with man in that game, and
because he got the second yellow card that sat him out of the last game against Benin Republic.
and also because of his performance, because much of the game time. But do you see that as a problem for the team because he hasn't really just one goal this season, where they played a 1-1 draw with I think AC Milan. That's the only goal he has scored this season, but he has not really been firing. And a lot of persons are saying it's a concern for Rick Shell. Should that be a concern?
Somehow it should be because he had issues with his former coach who was sacked a few days ago.
Ivan Juric.
Yes, he wanted to move away from Atalanta, and the issues on and off the pitch has really affected his impact. If he asks me, I think Ademola Lookman he's still a player at the Super Eagles despite not having a rosy time with Atlanta. I think for me, it won't really be a concern. Ademola himself, he understands that Nigerians are all Nigerians will be looking forward to him today to see how he would reciprocate what has happened in his club to the national team setup. So I think Ademola understands that he has to step up despite the issues surrounding him with Atlanta.
Okay, he has to step up despite the issues surrounding him with Atalanta. Okay, what's your prediction of that game today?
A slim win for Super Eagles. A slim win.
A slim win, 1-0, something like that. Is that what you're saying?
Probably a 2-1 win for the Super Eagles.
A 2-1 win for the Super Eagles. Okay, let's see how that pans out this evening, where Nigeria will take on the Panthers of Benin Republic. And if we look at Rick Shell's 13 games so far for the Super Eagles since he took over 7th January 2025. He took over earlier this year. 13 games in total. He wins, 3 draws, and just 2 losses to his record in total. And like I said,
not a bad statistic for Rick Shell. Not a bad statistic for him. Not a bad one.
Okay.
And I wish him all the very best against Gabon today. It's going to be a difficult one. But I see the Niger spirit, the Super Eagles going all the way.
Right, you see the Niger spirit all the way going out to get the win against the Panthers of Benin Republic. Thanks, Benga Dele, for speaking to us this morning on the show as we keep our fingers crossed for that game this evening.
Thank you so much.
All right. Okay, let's see how the game will pan out this evening. 5 p.m. Nigerian time. That game will be coming up in Rabat, Morocco, at Al Hassan Moulay Stadium. Whoever wins this game will face the winner of the second semi-finalist between the Red Devils of DR Congo and the Indomitable Lions of Cameroon. Yes, whoever wins the final pick the sole ticket for the FIFA Intercontinental Playoffs coming up by March next year in the city of Guadalajara in Mexico. All right, this means today's game means Rick Shell's men made it to the African playoffs as one of the best runners-up. Today they play Gabon in the first semi-final, while DR Congo face Cameroon in the second semi-final. By Sunday, we will know which African country will progress to the FIFA Intercontinental Playoff Tournament in March, which is the final hurdle for the qualification into the World Cup 2026 in America, Canada, and Mexico. Yes, I can tell you, it's going to be a round-robin format in the FIFA playoff next year. The top two teams or the highest number of points will join the already qualified teams. So we have expanded World Cup, 48 teams in this World Cup. The Super Eagles of Nigeria were absent at the 2022 World Cup in Qatar, And with 9 slots handed to Africa this time around, you expect Nigeria to make a return to the tournament. Last time they lost the second leg of their playoff to Ghana on home turf. This time around in Rabat, they have to see off 2 rivals from the continent to even move to the next stage of the qualification. What a long route to the promised land. Quickly on the side of the Cameroonians, the 5-time African champions have been hit with 2 injury concerns as midfielders Zambo Anguissa and Eric Choupo-Moting are sustaining injuries in training before the 2026 FIFA World Cup African playoffs in Morocco. Cameroon are beat to face DR Congo the semi-final today, and the 2 players will not be available. But eventually, if they win, they will face the winner of the match between Gabon and Nigeria on Sunday. After initial controversies about the announcement of their 28-man squad for the playoffs, Coach Mark Bryce is likely to be without both players in tonight's game. According to reports, Anguissa picked up an unspecified muscular injury while training with the Cameroonian national team. The training session was said to be particularly intense as striker Choupo-Moting was also injured. On the same day, both players were expected to undergo further tests, but they remain doubtful for the playoffs. 9 African teams have qualified directly for the World Cup, which will take place in Canada, Mexico, and the United States in 2026. One of the 4 teams will have the chance to compete in the FIFA playoff tournament in March 2026. It's a big blow for the indomitable Lions of Cameroon, as Anguissa and Choupo-Moting not be present. So we just hope that the torso, the bonuses prices rocking the Super Eagles will not come into play this evening as they lock horns with the Panthers of Benin Republic. All right, we couldn't get Promise Foge, the Super Eagles media officer, online, but probably on our subsequent shows we might be getting him on to speak to us directly the concerns of the Super Eagles. All right, this is where we'll leave it on the show this morning, as the show will make a return tomorrow. Yes, and probably we might be then we will be celebrating the victory of the Super Eagles while we will be waiting for Sunday final, and then both finalists will definitely emerge today. So up Super Eagles ahead. Our hearts and prayers are with the Super Eagles to win this evening. And on Sunday, we will also pick the ticket for the FIFA Intercontinental Playoffs. I am out of the studio. Up next is Inside with Lawrence Moide. Have a wonderful day and a blast. I'm Emmanuel Fashimi.
Hello, Abuja. You are listening to 93.7 Citizen FM, the latest radio station based in Nigeria's capital. Our station seeks to broadcast a broad mix of culture and views with priority given to development programming to enable residents share ideas and opinions, music and drama. At Citizen FM, we believe in progressive talk and solution-driven conversation. Our aim is to build a united Nigeria by bringing people of diverse culture together through communication. Enjoy listening to 93.7 Citizen FM. We are more than just a radio station. We are a part of your life. Hello, Abuja. You are listening to 93.7 Citizen FM.